Today we have a mixture of energy. Oh my gosh, it could be very challenging, it could be very rewarding. So today we may face tensions, arguments, impulsiveness. We could be overwhelmed. We could be overwhelmed by our emotions, or maybe something that we are experiencing, a conflict, a disruption of some sort in our energy, in our flow. Now, in saying that, we need to remember this energy is actually designed to open our eyes, to become aware of how we experience our world through our emotions, how we allow growth in our path, how we want to deepen our relationships and how to deepen our relationships and achieve success going forward. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. Unlock the path to transformation and success for you by gaining an understanding of how to own this energy. Moving forward today, every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your Daily Focus, June the 24th, 2024. We'll start with the numerology. We have the 24. The 24 is about creating harmony in our relationships. It's about understanding what we must do and what we must definitely what we must do. It's almost like we need to nurture ourselves into a place of giving, understanding, being open to change when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our path forward. But I'm getting more with the 24 pull towards relationships here. That today we need to, build the bridges where there are gaps in our relationships. Have those conversations to strengthen the relationship. Now, 2 plus 4 is a 6, so it could be our habits, our behaviors, and we're modifying, we're changing in order to bring in the harmony, to bring in the happiness and joy. We know that certain things that we do don't support us, don't help us, even if we enjoy doing those things. So we could be a smoker, we could be a drinker, we could be using drugs, we could be gambling too much, we could be, there's all kinds of things that we could have that we could really enjoy the behavior, but it will lead us in the wrong direction. And understanding how to invite in new behaviors to move us forward in the way we want. Daily numerology would be a 6 plus a 6 plus an 8, and that gives us a 20. Turning points, forks in the road, new decisions to be made. 2 plus 0 is a 2. It's about the magic that, yes, surrounds you, so expect moments of magic in your life. But it's more important to understand the magic that you are already gifted with, your talents, your abilities, your unique self. As for the astrology, our sun is in Cancer, our moon is in Aquarius, and the moon trines Jupiter today. So that brings in this very positive energy. We want to, make optimistic plans for the future. We are full of optimism and drive, and we're excited about the expansion we can invite in. And it is a time to broaden our horizons with, well, I would have to say ambitious goals. Absolutely. And if they're long term, even better. But we also need to keep them very realistic and grounded. We don't want to make them so that they are undoable. We want doable steps forward. So are they realistic? Can we actually accomplish this? Is something that we need to ask ourselves as we strategize our path forward today. It's definitely a day to reach out to others with kindness, with generosity. This is a day to pay it forward, volunteering your services, being part of a community service perhaps. And this energy also brings in luck. It brings in good fortune. So either we may be gifted in some way, or we find it much easier to attract opportunities that will move us in the direction we want. Now, in saying that, with the beautiful energy that we are experiencing, we are also experiencing a square between the moon and Mars. So Small disagreements can easily grow and escalate to giant problems, arguments. We could push ourselves too hard. We could take on too much. We could react too impulsively, upsetting the apple cart, so to speak. So we don't need unnecessary conflicts. We don't need regrets. So patience is mandatory today with ourselves, with others. We need to take a step back. Think about our next words, our next actions. Self-reflect on what is actually triggering you. Ask yourself, how can I gain better control of my emotions going forward? Harness the energy and channel it through physical exercise if you must. Work it out. Don't use that energy to attack somebody for what they're saying or what they're doing. Rather, throw the energy somewhere else while you can understand and process why that bothered you, why you felt the need to say something. And you very well might have to say something, but at least you'll have the right wordings and the right actions when you do approach the situation. Today is all about our emotional awareness and infusing it with logic to bring in clarity, to bring in understanding, to take us forward. So let's go to the cards. Now the weeklies are up. I'll leave the link at the end. There's just some real powerhouse ones in there. Oh my gosh, who was it? There's a couple of them. I think I left it in the title if they were like them, but there's two of them at least that are just like ginormous energy. Most of them are sprinkled with a lot of energy, and a few are, we're just coasting this week. Not everybody has this major exciting, and but there's always something happening in our world, and by knowing about it ahead of time, we can utilize it to our advantage. Okay. Underlying energy. The sun. For goodness sakes. It's all about you, your growth, your vitality, your energy, your strength. It's about raising, we do have that optimistic energy. And so today could very well be a day where we do get that aha moment, that epiphany on how we can move forward in our lives, how we can step into new opportunities, how we can grow our abundance, our health and well-being, our love in our life, prosperity perhaps, spirituality, wherever you want to focus on energy coming into your life. This is a beautiful day to do it because the sun is you moving forward in new directions to embrace the successes and joy going forward. Look at this. We have the high priestess, the 2 energy. Yes, sit in quiet contemplation and understand the magic that you hold within. Your talents, your abilities, your unique self. Remember that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Okay, we came down to learn, and so learning we must. But this is really about understanding about the magic that we hold within us and how we can utilize that magic to flow through this energy, to knock it out of the park with this energy, to be emotional and yet have logic infused in there so that we're not overreacting. We're not overly emotional. We're not making dramas where there wasn't a drama to be had in the first place, or taking that small little, disagreement into a giant argument, because it probably will serve no purpose going forward for ourselves. It'll just upset our apple cart in some way. So by infusing that logic into our emotions and understanding what triggers us, maybe it's, you're fine until somebody calls you a liar. And then, wow, your back just goes right up because you're a lot of things, but there's no way you are a liar, right? And you could just fly in there, right? Let the attack begin. Or you can pull it back and say, okay, why does that bother me so much that person is thinking I'm lying? Does it matter in the grand scheme? And will my words change their thoughts, or will it be my actions forward? So how can I infuse actions in my life going forward that amplifies the trust they should have in me, the belief they should have in me, knowing that my word is my bond, knowing that I wouldn't lie? And that's just one thing that we, out of a trillion things that we could be experiencing. So pull it back a little bit today, think a little bit today, and if you have a lot of raw energy, then definitely get out there and exercise, or jog, take a walk through nature, and have that conversation seemingly with yourself, to work through it and understand how you can be a stronger person. How that word liar, it's kind of like all of a sudden now, okay, when you hear somebody calling you a liar, you think in your mind right away, or you may even say it out loud. It might be your comeback. And you say, well, people with integrity expect to be believed, and when they're not, they just let time prove them right, and just keep going about your day, walking away, and let them stand there in stillness and think about that. But we're not going to come to those actual words that we have tucked away for those moments when we could just, unleash this hurricane, or we could simply say a sentence that knocks them into, back into their seat. So we have the sun and we have the high priestess. So we're talking, the extreme energy. Who was that? I think it was Virgo. I think you had all like major arcanas. There might have been one or two cards that wasn't major arcana. Everything was major arcana, like big, huge, massive change. I think Sag was like that as well. Look at this. We got the Justice card. Talk about, even though it's just about our emotions, it's the moon and the transit. So these transits don't last very long. So it's really important to be aware of what's happening on a day like today. But the Justice card says, what does not belong in your life? We have that sword. It's time to cut out what is pulling us down, not allowing us to go forward, limiting us in some way, pushing us back in some way. What doesn't support you? What doesn't move you forward? What doesn't align with your values, your morals, or your dreams, your desires? It's about making a commitment to yourself, setting, once again, short-term, long-term goals, but also we want to give it the focus, the attention, and give it the energy, whether it's our time, our resources, or our vitality that we need to put towards it in order for it to grow into the success it is. So it's not only just making that commitment to ourselves, but actually devising a plan that you can actually step into that each and every day. Six of Swords going forward. Uncharted territories. We're with somebody else in that boat. And this is the time when we need to think about the expansion of our path. Those swords that are in the front of the boat is our wisdom. It's the paths that we've walked in order to be in this moment in time and be who we are in this moment in time. Knowing that there is brightness, success, happiness, joy, prosperity, all awaiting you. But we need to go in search of them. We can't sit there and wait for it to knock on the door with this kind of energy. We need to be the proactive person going after our dreams, our desires. Okay. An oracle card. And we have Be True to Your Heart, the 26 energy. So be true to your heart. The 26 energy appears. That's very much an 8 energy. So probably is about our self-worth and growing our self-worth, recognizing our self-worth, understanding you get the gift you are, aligning with your values, your dreams, your desires. At this moment, draw on the energies of harmony and union when making any kind of decision. The current situation is best supported by using your intuition. There may be difficult decisions to be made that are not necessarily about love. Consciously be aware of what interests you, what attracts your attention, what stirs your imagination, what creates passion in your life. Do your best to ignore the persuasion of what others might think or say, and trust yourself, and don't allow your opinion to be swayed. And don't let people poke holes in your dreams, your desires, what you want to bring into a reality, make tangible in your world. If you can see it in your mind, the chances are extremely high that you will be able to manifest it in your world. So because it's not in their vision, they can't see that. So don't expect them to. Okay, our animal is the 5 of air. We've got our little collie dogs here. Okay, your current path isn't leading you towards the happiest. Your current path isn't leading you towards the happiest possible outcome. So why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion and be alert to the hidden agendas of others. So there is, we were just saying about how people may, poke holes in our dreams and our desires, which happens. But you have to wonder what their agenda is. Now, most times, it's because they wanted you to, not get hurt. Not fail. They want to see you succeed, and you're doing good. So why do you want to rock the boat here? They're thinking. But there's another part where if you were successful, what does that say about them? And that might be more of a subconscious thought. I don't think that would be the main reason for most people, although there are people out there that will pull you down, hoping that they'll look better because of your fault. So, until we meet again, remember, I do love you.